Y'all, the streets are on fire right now, and Married to Medicine is the talk of the town. We got some Married to Medicine tea, we got some Potomac tea, we got some Love and Hip Hop Miami tea, and I don't even want to hold y'all any longer. I want to just dive right in. But I got to do my due diligence. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Hit that notification bell button and also smack that like button. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down, all of those good things. Now let's stage dive into the tea, baby. Okay. Phaedra is not letting up on her thoughts that she is the reason for the season, baby. Okay. The reason the Married to Medicine numbers were the best they've ever been is, according to Phaedra Parks, because of either her or Sweet Tea. And according to Phaedra, you know who the answer truly is. But that is a good question. I mean, there honestly was something about Sweet Tea and her inclusion on this show. There was a refreshing aspect of seeing someone who is a novice in the entertainment and reality TV space coming into this established group and trying to make their way, oftentimes falling into the pitfalls and traps of reality TV. There was something really endearing and engaging about it. Some people loved Sweet Tea, some people didn't like her. I would argue that Phaedra might have brought extra eyes, the idea of Phaedra. Note, I said the idea of. And I do think that there is something to be said for her personality and her persona that makes you want to watch her. But again, as we've spoken about before, what did she really bring and add to the mix of this franchise besides Apollo? All right, so let's get into it. So Phaedra was unfortunately eliminated from Dancing with the Stars. I know the travesty. What will happen to their ratings as a result? One never knows. One never knows. But according to Phaedra, she was too busy to see the Married to Medicine trailer. I mean, she is focused mostly on the show that she was currently on, which was Dancing with the Stars. And to be quite honest with you, she's now on Real Housewives of Atlanta, coming back in 2025. So she says she really didn't have time to, get into any of the, trailer or anything like that, dealing with Married to Met. What is that show anyway? I mean, that's the energy she gave as she responded and said she had not even seen the trailer, nor was she probably going to watch it at all. So when it was brought to her attention that Dr. Heavenly and Quad had some things to say about, what Married to Medicine did for her after she said that she is the reason why their ratings were a success. The interviewer asked her, well, did you happen to catch what Quad and Dr. Heavenly said about you actually having your career revived from Married to Medicine? So Phaedra then says this, and I'm just going to give you a couple of bits and bobs.
I'm like, did you? Did they? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, numbers never lie. This was the best numbers that they've had in the history of the show. And the only thing different was myself and Sweet Tea.
And there you have it. Ooh, Phaedra, was that shade? All right, so the bottom line to this is, I think it was a very big, broad mix of things that led to Married to Medicine having such a dynamic season last season. There was the inclusion of the idea, of Phaedra being brought into the mix, and us watching those first couple of weeks to see what was really going to be brought. Then it was us being delighted by, most of us being delighted by the inclusion of Sweet Tea and how genius that was, and the reception that she received, and us wondering how it was going to pan out between Sweet Tea and Quad. Then there was the Quad of it all. Fans were extremely divided over the way the ladies ousted her from the cast trip, and we were wondering what was going to happen for the rest of the season without her. So there was a mix of things that led to Married to Medicine having the season that it did. In addition to, you got to admit, Dr. Heavenly, week to week, was doing the work. Okay, her and Carlos King, they were working the interwebs. Okay, lighting up the blogs every single week. So there was a lot to be said. And not to mention, the ladies did what they typically always do. They bring the drama. Not only that was, but we also had the Dr. Jackie of it all, with her going viral over those comments about maternal mortality rates after having had that conversation with the VP. So it was a lot that was going in favor of Married to Medicine during that last season. Let's see what they do this season. I think they can do it again. The world is just catching up that this is the best show on Bravo. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see what will happen at this point. And the bigger mark of Phaedra's true impact will be whether or not people are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to the Real Housewives of Atlanta in their new season. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for posting this. Shout out to, I think it was also, I saw it on Reality Chat as well. All right, speaking of Married to Medicine, since we are all engaged in the Married to Medicine of it all, we have got to talk about this tea that Dr. Heavenly spilt with Alexander Rogers. Now, she has been doing, again, Dr. Heavenly, whether you like her or not, you cannot say that Dr. Heavenly does not work this show, okay? She works the show and she does the work outside of the show. If nobody else is doing any work outside the show, Dr. Heavenly is doing it. So with that being said, she spilled some tea about this altercation between Dr. G and Quad's new man, King. Now, we saw it in the trailer that they almost get into it and putting paws on each other and whatnot. And you see Dr. G is really bucking up in this situation. So Dr. G says something about how he know how his ex-wife or how Quad does or whatever like that. And people were mentioning this in the comments that it's crazy to see Dr. G getting into it with his ex-wife's new boo when his current wife is there. I didn't even think about that. I really didn't think about it. But I don't know what the circumstances were that led up to this. So I can't discard what I don't necessarily know has happened yet. So let me not jump to any conclusions there. But what Dr. Heavenly does say is that this is the first time that the two men were ready to fight. These men actually came together. And then she says someone filed charges in this altercation. Now let's see, who do you think it might be? Okay, the question is, do you think it was Dr. G who filed the charges, or do you think it was Quad's man Kane who filed the charges? Let us know in the chatterization. Now I know I can find out. And actually, I'm about to text my source in just a minute to find out and see what I can find out, who did what. I'm gonna find out though. Now I might not be able to say nothing, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna ask some questions, and if I can say something, I'm gonna say something. But for now, we know, okay, that this something is going on. And I'm just curious to see what comes up of all of this. Their reunion is going to be very interesting because I cannot wait to see what these ladies have to say about Phaedra and if she's going to be showing up to the reunion. I have heard that she fulfilled all of her obligations with Married to Medicine, despite the fact that she is clearly at this point in time not interested in that show and focused fully on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Will she show up to the reunion? Because the chances are they'll likely have Apollo back. That's going to be interesting because I know they're going to light her up. Okay. She better be, I mean, old school Phaedra better be ready to play. Okay. Because if old school Phaedra come, then she can come with some good reads and some one-liners. So I'm going to need that. But if she ain't, I don't know. I don't know about it. Because she might be in a hot seat. I don't know if she's going to show up. What will they make her show up? They probably should. I would withhold that check. But anyway, that's just me. And then we're gonna see what happens between Dr. G and Quad and her new man and how all that plays out. I'm interested to see, and I want to see what Sweet Tea has to say about it. Now, let's get into the Potomac of it all. Baby, have y'all seen? This is a spoiler alert. Was anything I said earlier a spoiler alert? I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about this sneak peek for Potomac. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the disclaimer that this is a spoiler alert. Okay, this is a spoiler alert. So if you don't want to be spoiled, just hit the mute button for just about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, because we got to talk about what's going on next week. Because this teaser was just released. Apparently, when they get to the y'all got the people in Charlotte, y'all got me the other day for talk. Listen, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about no more Charlotte or Fort. What they at? I was told that the place where they going is the place where the doctors and the lawyers and the fabulous people be. So okay, let me just not to I think in the video I discounted the fabulosity of where they were going, and I don't want to do that, right? So my apologies to the good people of Charlotte, okay? And to that area in specific, this lake or whatever it is. Lake, what is it? Lake something. I don't know. Anyway, the girls are down to the lake house. And it comes up from Jacqueline. The girls are fighting over Mia, baby. It comes up that Jacqueline heard from the ladies that Jassi called Jacqueline Mia's sidekick, and Jacqueline is quick to let her know, no, baby, I am my own person. I'm a mother. I am a sister. I am a hard worker. I own my own company. And she stands up and she shimmies, shakes, and hands down the body, 2 hands to heaven, Beyonce. And she says she's all that and a bag of chips. And Jassi's like, where? Jassi says from the neck up, yes, you got it. You got it, girl. Anyway, Jacqueline, not to be stopped, okay? It's like, so I don't appreciate what you're doing here. And Jassi was introduced to us by Mia. And we see a clip, a flashback of Mia telling Jassi that Jacqueline, I don't know if hopefully she'll like you, but she is very protective of me or whatever like that. Now, Jassi tells the girls, well, no, that's not really what I was saying. She said, actually, I was just joking that now that I am here and we are here at this fabulous lake house, that, your event is going to go super well because you have a new sidekick, me. And so Giselle is like, y'all fighting to be sidekicks? Where is the self-esteem around here? Stacy's like, wait, so you're okay calling yourself a sidekick? Jassi's like, no, actually, I said it in jest because I know I'm not a sidekick. It was meant to be funny. So at that point, Karen is like, to Giselle, she's like, what is happening here? And Giselle is like, well, they're trying to work it out. And Karen is like, oh, this is work? Oh, okay. It really was giving the OGs looking down on the newbies, like not impressed with this verbal altercation or whatever like that. And in her confessional, Jassi tells us that she feels like Jacqueline is obsessed with Mia. Jacqueline in her confessional tells us that Jassi comes across like a pick-me. And she is trying to be Mia's new side chick / sidekick. And Jacqueline says, but I know I will always be number one for Mia. Okay. And then in her confessional, Karen is like, Jacqueline is oddly obsessed with Mia. So the girls are fighting over Mia this season. I guess she really did get that center spot because this was wild. It's funny. Make sure you guys tap in. OMFG Reality TV got the clip. Baby, go ahead and give it a gander, okay? Delight yourself in the fruits that are season 9 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, one last thing. Now, I questioned y'all. I said, are we watching? I guess the question is, are we going to be watching the new season of Love and Hip Hop Miami? That's the question I want you guys to, just let me know in the chatterization. Let me know. Because there's something that we got to talk about that we kind of saw in the trailer. But what we will see is, you will see, shout out to our friends over at Reality Entertainment TV, you will see something go on between, now I don't know if Amara is playing around with Ray J, but she better not be playing around with Princess, because in their conversation as they're talking, Princess sure enough reach out and touch somebody's face and lays one big old slap right across Amara's face. Now I will play it, but given that this is the YouTube streets, because it's only a little clip, I could technically play it, but I don't want to play it because I don't want it to feel like, I don't want to violate no policies about, hurt you. But anyway, you will see it. You go to the link here. It's in the description of this video. You will see Princess Love gonna reach out and touch her, okay, right across that face. What you gonna see next is Esther Lita come on through in the background with a couple of pounds to the head, putting paws all up on Princess. I guess whatever fighting they don't do on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, they do down in Miami, okay? So, baby, Miss Esther Lita came up and ran through, and what a couple of pops on the back of the head. It's a mess. I'm thinking we might have to watch this. I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know we might have to give it a little watch, a little look-see. Okay, just see what's going on. What a go on, as Spice would say. Y'all let me know. Is Miami lit like that? I know Miami is lit. Trust and believe. But is the show lit? Okay, that's what we're gonna have to find out. So clearly they've been on for several seasons now, so clearly there's some type of literization to it. But I guess I just don't know all the people like that outside of, well, we know Amara, we know Shay, we know Trick Daddy, we know Trina, we know Bobby Lights, we know Ray J, we know Black China. Now we know her man if you watched Celebrity College Hill, and if you're familiar with the music business. So maybe we might have to watch this show. I don't know. It sounded like I know more cast members than I don't. So if y'all like it, I'll love it, and we'll tune on in and we'll get some more of it. But if not, then we'll see what happens. But the proof will be in the pudding of whether or not y'all watch the reviews. With that being said, make sure y'all keep it locked onto the channel. I don't know what's going on in the world today, but like reality TV is popping off and I stay amused. Okay. With that being said, listen, okay, we done talked about the mess and the tea. Make sure y'all get y'all butts out and vote. If you know, like you need to know, I done posted it in the community tab where you can vote early, which state you can vote early. Go ahead and do your due diligence. Do not rest on your laurels. Vote like your life depends on it, because if you are watching this channel, it likely does. Okay. So with that being said, because baby, let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't vote and this thing go the wrong way, then I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go to Africa. Okay. I will be down to the Africa, and that's where I will be. So I'm letting y'all know now. Okay. I'll be broadcasting live from the beaches of Cape Town. Okay. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.